hop in, but we are going to start with our warm up. If you already had a look at today's warm up, it's dynamic. Things are going to look like we're walking like crabs and whatnot, which is always fun. I know not everyone has the largest amount of space, so work with me. Just going to change my camera here. We are going to do 3 paces of preferably like 5 steps forward, 5 steps back in the crab walk. So, you know, crab walk would be like this here. And then you're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forward, 5 back 3 times. After that, we're gonna come to stand and we're going to do 2 reps of the cars shoulder rotations. So remember, coming up, out, down, and back, just 2 times on that one. And then we do have a duck walk. So similarly to the crab walk, I want kind of 5 steps forward, 5 steps back, 3 times. And our duck walk is where we're taking small steps like this. If that doesn't work for anybody, mobility is not quite there, let me know, shoot me a message and I'll make some adjustments, but we will get started. So starting our crab walk, I'm gonna go laterally, but wherever you have room, hips stay up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 times through. And if this is a little too hard on your wrists or anything, please let me know. And then we're coming to the shoulder rolls. So we're gonna bring our shoulders up to our ears, out in front as far as we can, straight down and back, just for 2 rotations. And then we're into our duck walk. Nice and past this one. I don't know about you guys, but I've always loved the duck position. I love sitting at the bottom of a squat. I find it so comfortable. Backward is a challenge though. So I'm gonna go forward and back 3 times. Like I said, probably about 5 steps or so. Maybe a little more in the duck walk. We are just gonna roll through 3 sets of that. So you'll come back to our crab walk. I'm just gonna check in on everyone, make sure we're good. Perfect. So like I mentioned, if you're just hopping in, about 5 paces forward, 5 paces back in our crab walk. Try not to let your butt sag too much. And don't hit your wall like I just did. There's no rearview mirror on this thing. We've got our shoulder rotations. Bring our shoulders up to our ears, out in front, straight down and back. Then we've got our duck walk. Remember guys, after the warm up, if you want to put some music on or anything like that in the background for yourself, please feel free. I've not figured out how to stream music through a Zoom call yet and keep my sound quality, so I will go without. Finishing up our second set, we're going to roll through 3 total. So I'll have our crab walks back down at the bottom. I just had to let some blood out of my legs. Nice guys, looking good. We've got our shoulder rolls. And lastly, our duck walk. And go at your own pace. Who knows, maybe I'm slow. So long as you get through 3 sets, that is perfect. Looking good, everybody. Almost done. Alrighty, once you're finished, take a rest, grab a drink. I'm going to toss our first circuit up onto our screen share if you haven't already had a look today. Alrighty, so, oops, that was our warm-up and our first circuit. So we are going to work through 4 sets of these 4 different exercises. There is a minute rest in the middle before we do the last 2. First minute is going to be mountain climbers. It is only 30 seconds. So you can either elect to do it a little bit more for cardio, where you're going like all out as hard as you can, or you can slow it down and do it a little bit more for core, really thinking about driving the knee up to the chest, etc. Following that, we have 60 seconds worth of a frog squat. I'll show you that one again. I know you guys have all done this one before. It's where our hands are like under our feet and we do like a hamstring stretch down into a squat, back to hamstring and stand. You'll know it when you see it. And following that, 30 seconds of our plank pike jumps, followed by 60 seconds of a bent over Y raise with a 1-second pause at the top. And there are those, you see them, those minute rests on the in-between. So we're just gonna time together because it's very complicated to set up a timer like this. So we're just gonna let it roll. So to refresh our movements real quick. Mountain climber. Followed by our frog squats. So like I said, hands come under toes, feet will be a little bit wider. So you're in your hamstring stretch, down to squat, back up, and stand. Reach for the toes, butt down, hamstring, and stand. Following that, our plank pike jumps, hopping our feet into pike, and then back out to plank. And then lastly, our bent over Y position. If you have some lightweight dumbbells and you'd like to add them here, that's totally fine. 1-second pause at the top and back down. I do want thumbs up though. Please, creates a little bit more mobility through the shoulder. If you have anything that needs modifying, please let me know. Otherwise, we're gonna hop in. We're starting with mountain climbers. I am going to throw a timer up on our screen, just in case I totally missed the mark. All right, guys. So like I said, starting with our mountain climbers in 3, 2, and go. We only have 30 seconds here. Remember, you can elect to do whichever variation you want. Slow and controlled for core, or nice and fast for cardio. Looking good, guys. Keep going. Just over 5 seconds. In 3, 2, we're coming into our frog squat. So hands find the toes, butt down, back to hamstring stretch. Full extension, come to stand. Hamstring stretch, hands find the toes. Full squat, hamstring, and stand. Just try and breathe here. Try and keep the movement so that it's segmented. So we're not just rolling through the entire time. I want to complete it as I'm saying it. Hands find the toes, hamstrings, butt down, hamstring stretch, full extension. Looking good, everybody. Almost there. We have 15 seconds remaining before we're going to take 1 minute rest. The point here is to breathe. I promise I am. In 3, 2, resting. We have a full minute. So next step will be the plank pike jumps and the bent over Y raises. I find that's the toughest part once I start not doing so much on the breathing front, is then remembering no, it doesn't really happen. Still have lots of time, about 35 seconds or so. If you need a drink, feel free to grab one. This first circuit is going to feel like it moves slowly, but like I said, point is to breathe and just kind of work in some mobility, get a little bit of movement going. If you haven't looked ahead already, we have quite the challenge coming up later. It's going to be one giant circuit, and then you're done for the day. So we have about 10 seconds. Like I said, back down on the floor for plank. In 3, 2, and hopping those feet into pike. Back out to plank. Just finding a nice consistent pace here. Try and get your feet to hop in evenly. Working through 30 seconds, keep it up. Coming down to about 10 here. Awesome, looking good, guys. Last 3, 2, coming to stand. Finding our hinge, feet are hip width apart, thumbs up, arms extended. 1 second hold at the top and back down. Really try and flex the lats, keep those shoulders pulled away from the ears. Try not to tuck the chin too much. We have a minute to spend in this bent over Y position. One nice 1 second hold. Looking good, everybody. We still have 30 seconds. Nice job. Just try and breathe, like I mentioned. Almost there. Looking strong. Last 10. Try and keep those arms extended. In 3, 2, and resting. So we have a minute for rest before we are hopping back to our mountain climbers. I'm going to crack this window. It's hot in here. Holy smokes. One of my clients, she works out in a long sleeve every single time, every time. Does she shed a layer? No way. Do I question how she's staying so cool? You bet, because I can't. I just can't. Long sleeves? No way. Get a little too hot for my liking. In terms of time, we have 20 seconds remaining before we are hopping into our second set. We're back to our mountain climbers with the frog squat business. I know it feels like a lot of rest, but I'm kind of taking it as a grace before our storm, so let's take it easy. In 3, 2, and mountain climbers. Nice, great job, guys. I'm seeing a combo out there. Some's doing it for core, some are doing it for cardio. I love it. Keep it up. We have 10 more seconds before we're hopping straight into our little frog squat combo. In 3, 2, coming to stand. Find your squat stance and find it into the toes, hamstring down to squat, back to hamstring and stand. Like I said, keep it segmented, find your breath, try and breathe. It's not a race. For us priming our movement patterns, we have a lot of Kang squats later, as well as some air squats or goblet squats if you have some weight. So 30 seconds here, keep breathing. Great job, everybody, doing well. In about 20 seconds, we're going to have another minute rest. When you're coming to the bottom of your squat, try and bring your chest up. I just realized I was keeping mine dropped. You do want to try and let it come up if you can. Oh man, we are resting. I got carried away. Take a break. That's my bad. A little extra 5 seconds there. Next up, we've got the plank pike jump and our bent over Y raise. Conversely, if you don't have any dumbbells, so you do have bands, you can band the bent over Y raise too. You just stand on it with a single foot and then still keep your thumbs up and work through it like this. So it is possible if you only have bands and no dumbbells. We still have 15 seconds remaining before we're hopping into our next combo. In 5 seconds, 3, 2, and go. Plank pike jumps, everybody. And good, guys, let those shoulders track over top of the wrist as our feet come in. We have 10 more seconds. In 3, 2, and finding our bent over position. Remember, create a nice neutral spine first, sticking your butt out, thumbs are up, arms are relatively straight. Nice, looking good, everybody. Like I said, just breathing here. Good, I'm just checking in on us. We have about 25 seconds remaining before we're going to rest for a minute. When we come into our next rest period, if you want to make things a little bit more challenging for yourself, feel free to hold a plank, wall sit, goblet squat, or air squat, you know, any kind of isometric movement I think would be suitable. In 3, 2, so you can take a rest, or you can hold some other fun activity. I personally am going to breathe so that I don't sound so out of breath when I'm talking later. Kudos to anyone who's taking the challenge though and holding any one of those isometric movements. I love that. Great job. We do have 2 sets left of this combo that we're working through. A little bit of breath work. Try and stay calm. 30 seconds remaining on this rest. No pressure to place the challenge on yourself, but it is great if you take that opportunity. Coming on to our 15-second mark, we are going to be back to our mountain climbers. In 5 seconds, 3, 2, and mountain climbers. We've got a couple options there. Even in both though, I want you to try and make sure that you have your shoulders stacked over top of the wrist. Keep our joints aligned. If you want to switch things up, you can do a cross body mountain climber, opposite knee to elbow. We have 5 seconds. In 3, 2, coming back to our frog squats. So like I was saying last time, before I let our time get a little carried away, try not to let our chest dump at the bottom when we come into our squat. Just breathing. We still have 30 seconds remaining. Good work. Keep pushing through. Almost there. We do have another rest coming up after this. Just over 5 seconds. In 3, 2, resting. So like I said, you can take a break or hold any isometric position you feel. I did not make my timer long enough. After this rest, I will reset it. Oh, whoops. That's all good. We still have 30 seconds in terms of rest. Grab a drink if you need. And 15 seconds. We're going to be back to our plank pike jumps. Just going to make sure to reset our timer. In 3, 2, and go. And hopping those feet in, just whatever range of motion you have. I know some of us have some fairly tight hamstrings. Try and keep them extended, but if we're doing more of a knee tuck variation, that's totally fine too. Even my hamstrings are feeling tight. We should do some more stretching. 5 seconds. And switching to our bent over Y raise. Nice 1 second hold at the top. Remember, try and find your breath here. Thumbs are pointed toward the ceiling. Awesome, good job, you guys. Keep it up. Still have 30 seconds in this position. Let's try and work through. If you need a sec at any point, that's totally fine. Try and press your range with every single rep, particularly if you're doing body weight. If you've got dumbbells, maybe not such a great idea, because I'd like you to keep good form. Just over 5 seconds before we take a minute. In 3, 2, resting. So we've got a 60-second rest. One more set before we're going to take a minute or two and hop into our big challenge. Big challenge, here we go. I'm super curious if some of you have looked ahead and you know what's coming. That sounds ominous. It won't be that bad. It will be tough. Hence the word challenge, but we can get through it. In terms of time remaining, we still have 25 seconds on this rest. If you need a drink, we are going to be back down to the floor. We're mountain climbers. Yeah, that's probably smart, Brian. Don't look. If you have access to the program, don't look. All right, guys, we are coming back down for mountain climbers in 3, 2, and go. Oh my God, I made my screen full screen. Sorry, I'll figure my shit out. There we go. Nice, looking good. I'm seeing like some plank spiders out there, knees to elbows, looking good. Great job, you guys. Coming down to our last couple of seconds. In 3, 2, we are back to our frog squats. Find a stretch in the hamstring, chest comes up at the bottom, that's the hamstring, and stand. Remember, just breathing. We have 25 seconds. Then we have our last minute rest before our final combo. In 15. 5 seconds. In 3, 2, take a break. Nice, guys. So we do have, like I said, one final combo. And remember, as always, if something doesn't feel good for you, need a modification, if you have any questions, just shoot me a message. I will do my best to reply. I do get a little notification if I'm paying attention. So there's that. 30 seconds left on this rest. Then we are back into our pike plank. Plank, pike jumps. That one messes me up every time. Promise I've been taking my B vitamins. In 15 seconds, we'll be back down on the floor. In 5, 3, 2, and getting started. Doing great, guys. As much range as you can. Shoulder comes over top of wrist. This is our last set. Keep breathing. Awesome, guys. Looking strong. Great job. Remember, if the pike's not happening, you're doing knee tucks. 5 seconds. In 3, 2, coming to stand. We have our bent over Y raises. Finding a neutral spine, thumbs to the ceiling. And keep your hinge. Try not to do your Y raises from a fairly inclined position. Chest should be parallel down to the floor. 1 second pause at the top. Just try and breathe. Last 30 seconds. Looking good, everybody. Keep going. Last 15 seconds. Awesome, guys. Keep it up. Almost there. Final 5. In 3, 2, and take a rest. So I'm going to pop our large circuit up on the screen share. Where's my edge? For us all to look at. So it is a 4-time circuit. How I'm going to kind of handle that is, while I will be doing it with you and you can stay relatively on track, but I will have just like a main timer for 40 minutes going. Shouldn't take us 40 minutes, but that was just like what I made it for. So we have kind of a cash in, catch out scenario if you've ever encountered that with us before, which means you're going to do 20 burpees and then you're going to do 6 rounds of those 2 exercises, those being our Kang squats and the sit-ups, and then you're going to do a final set of 20 burpees. So you're only doing 20 burpees twice. If you're doing them more than that, it's too much. Just stop. So, and then we're going to rest for 5 minutes before hopping into 50 total beast alternating leg through. We did do those last week. They were the ones with the quadruped position where you're threading your leg. I'll show you those again. Plus 6 rounds alternating plank shoulder taps, 10 air squats with the cash out of the 50. So let's have a look at what all those movements are, and then we'll get started. You guys all know the burpees. There are many burpee variations with us. I don't really care what you do, to be honest. I just want you to get through it. So find a level that's somewhat challenging for you and stick with it. So different burpee variations could be with a jump, chest to deck, back up. You could have burpee with a push-up, strict, and then back up. You could do either of those variations with no jump. And then conversely, we have that out to high plank, back in to stand with or without a jump. Stuart says no on the jumping front. You can choose. So paired with that, we have our, I believe it was Kang squats. Yes. Kang squats for 15. So if you have a dumbbell or something you'd like to add, it'll go in a goblet position here. Our Kang squat is the hamstring stretch, good morning position, into a squat, and then reverse. We literally just primed this movement. Same thing, 15 reps, plus 10 sit-ups. Once you've done 6 rounds of those, 20 burpees. For the 50 alternating beast to leg through things, so descriptive, I know. You're gonna be down in a quadruped position here, and then we're threading our leg out and through. So it would be 25 a side of those. If you're just not having it, they don't feel comfortable for you or not coordinated. My option is going to be the quadruped knee taps. So here, if you're doing those, because you're gonna go through them a lot faster, I really want you to make sure that your knees are only staying an inch or two off the ground, our butt is not coming into the air, and there's minimal shifting through the hips. Want them to stay nice and stable. So paired with that, 50 a side, sorry, 50 total, not per side, would be, sorry, the 20 plank alternating shoulder taps. Again, minimal shifting through the hips, plus 10 air squats. Does that make sense? Yes, yes, yes. Good. I will remind you as we get there. So like I said, I do want to start a timer. We are starting with 20 burpees right off the hop. All right, guys, find some space in 3, 2, and go. Perfect, guys. Get after it. Just finding a pace. Looking good. Keep it up. Crushing it, guys. Nice work. Try and breathe. Amazing. I love the jumps in there. Stuart and I fight about jumping versus no jumping all of the time. Crushing it, guys. Looking strong. Once you get through them, our first movement is going to be those Kang squats. So we're going to have 15. If you do not have a dumbbell or something to place in a goblet position, you're going for prisoner hands. So hands just behind the head here. Feet are a little wider. So we're going to go into our good morning, down into a squat, good morning, and stand. So we'll have 15 reps. Then our second exercise is going to be our sit-ups, only for 10. Remember, I want this movement segmented. You can move quickly, but I need every movement to be disjointed, not a rolling position. So we've got 15 on the Kang squats. Be cognizant of your low back as we move a little bit more quickly, particularly if you have weight. We have our sit-ups for 10. And then we're going straight back to our Kang squats. Perfect, guys. Just checking on everybody, looking strong. Good, nice. So I need 6 rounds of those 2. Try not to stand straight up out of your Kang squat like I just did. Whoops. It happens, you know. Coordination can be a fickle thing. So we have 15 on the Kang, 10 on the sit-ups. Looking good, guys. Try and exhale as you sit up. And this is for time. So you do want to move quickly, but keep good form. Doing great, everybody. Remember, exhale. Breathing is important. Remember, in our Kang, we should be starting with our squat position first and foremost. So feet might be a little bit wider, toes turned outward. And then from there, you're working through the hinge into the squat, back to the hinge, and stand. Looking strong. Nice, Roz. There you go. Yeah, hinge into squat. Lovely, good. And then reverse. Yeah, you bet. Perfect, guys. Doing great, everybody. Just breathe in. Chest comes up at the bottom of the squat. I know it would be easier to keep your chest bent forward, but that is not what a squat pattern is. So let's keep it accurate. I believe most are working on or finishing up set 3 likely. Somewhere around there, we're going for 6. When I see most are starting our burpees, I am going to throw our timer back up on the screen. If you're curious how long this whole thing has taken you, we do have approximately 3 to 5 minutes of rest between this circuit and the next one. So work hard here. We have a rest coming up. Nice, everybody. Looking good. Keep going. I admire those keeping the goblet. That's awesome. Kel, switching it up. I dig it. Yes, and by any means, this is your own workout. If there's one movement that you really don't like, or you just feel like changing it up, feel free to do so. That's totally cool with me. Good job, guys. Keep breathing. Roz, once you're done those, I'm going to get you to come look at me. I'm going to fix your dumbbell position a little bit, okay? So I just want you to hold it a little bit higher. So you've got your hands under it like this, wrap around. So keep it more to your chest and not so like low down here. It'll probably just feel better. Yes? Okay. If you hate it, go back to what you're doing. Great job, everybody. Looking strong. Remember, guys, if you do elect to turn that little camera on of yours, I can provide some feedback. I know everyone doesn't have a movie star lighting like I do, courtesy of Brian. Looking great, guys. I believe we are working on our 5th set, if that's correct. And we'll toss our timer back up on the screen in just a minute or so. See a good amount of people working on those sit-ups. It is just 6 sets before we hop back in to those 20 burpees. terms of time, if anyone was curious, we're at about 9 minutes. Nice, guys. There we go. Just breathe in, pushing through. I know 6 sets is a lot, but once we finish these burpees, like I said, we're going to take a couple minute rest. Crushing it. Keep going. Remember, we have lots of options for burpees. If you need to change it up on the second time around, totally cool with me. Doing great, guys. Nice work. Nice. Some people hopping through the burpees. That's wonderful. There's no rush. It's all for your own time today. Only person you're competing against is yourself. Isn't that fun? So like I said, once you've finished, 3 to 5 minutes for rest. I'm going to leave the timer on the screen. Once I see that kind of most people are resting or some are getting ready to start again, I will go through the next circuit just in case we've forgotten, especially kind of rep ranges and that sort of deal. Nice, pumping out some burpees. Here we go. Nice job, everybody. Solid work. Keep it up. Want that rest at the end. Like I said, 3 to 5 minutes. You do want to keep track. You can always record your time in your True Coach as well if you're participating in our Jacked Frost Challenge, just so you know. Been getting some other times in today from people doing it on their own. So I see some are finishing up the burpees or are already resting. I will just verbally or in my tiny space on your screen go over what the next circuit was. So it's going to be 50 total or 25 per side of the beast to leg through combo. So that's in our quadruped position. Conversely, if you're not doing those, we have our quadruped or baby bear knee taps. Remember, I want those slow and controlled if you're doing them because you can rip through them. That's not the point. I want core control here. Following that, we have our 20 total or 10 per side alternating plank shoulder taps into 10 air squats, 6 rounds of those 2. And then your cash out is those 50 beast to leg through or whatever they're called. Quadruped position, that's what we're going for. Looking good, guys. Just breathing, hanging out. Once you've had your rest, feel free to get started. We have about 15 minutes total remaining in our session. So lots of time to finish. We're calling it at noon though. I'm hungry, guys. I'm gonna try to not talk about food again today. Nice. So whenever you're ready, you're getting started with the leg through motion. You are coming into what is almost like a seated position. So chest comes up, you should face the wall because your butt is dropping and hand is coming up to the chest. Nice, there we go. Oh yeah, nice work, guys. It's almost time, everybody. If you haven't started already, we got some people rolling. Awesome. Nice job, everyone. I'm guessing that this is like John's favorite movement of the day. Nice, good. So our 6 rounds, if you need a refresher, is 10 air squats, 10 per side, plank shoulder taps in either order, does not matter. Get the 6 rounds done. If you want to make your air squats more challenging, you're going to hold a dumbbell to your chest if you have available. If you don't, but you have mini bands, you can place those around the knees, just above rather, and work through like that. This one's going to go by nice and quick. Try to watch the hip movement in our shoulder taps particularly. Looking strong, guys. Keep going. Plank shoulder taps are probably one of my favorite core exercises. I love them so much. Nice work, guys. Keep it up. Brian, you guys hanging in over there?
Yeah, I couldn't remember the numbers. How many squats and how many shoulder taps?
10 per side shoulder taps for 20 total and 10 on the squats.
Thanks.
No problem. I know if you're watching other people in your screen, Kels is motoring today. And Brian, I don't know if you're going to catch her, man. She's running. Nice work, everybody. Remember to breathe. This is our last circuit of the day. And don't follow me because I'm shit for counting. I will get through 6 rounds though. If at any point these plank shoulder taps are not feeling good for you, a little bit of strain or pressure in the low back, you can always do a modified position as well, which would be from the knees. You still want to keep everything the same about your position, but we're just taking it down a notch. So still minimal shifting through the hips, shoulder is stacked over top of the wrist. We're just taking out a little bit of pressure in the back. Nice work, guys. Just those 2 exercises, 10 per side. Shoulder taps, 10 air squats. Just try and breathe. They're not tough movements. They're just hard on the lungs. Good job, guys. Good control in those shoulder taps, everyone. I'm liking it. Once you have finished 6 sets, back to those 50 beast leg throughs or quadruped knee taps. I'm going to toss our timer back up on the screen share as some of you move into your final component. You can record your time if you like. But once you're done, we're done for the day, you guys. Good work, everybody. Nice and strong. Just breathe in. If we're really starting to have trouble, you want to take a deep breath in. Just get some oxygen. It's going to help us relax our nervous system. Bring in a little bit of recovery to us. Nice job, everybody. Some sticking with the goblet. I like it. Oh, shit. Kelsey's done, you guys. She crushed it. So like I said, everybody, I am here with you until noon. Please keep going. Get in all of your work that you possibly can. If you are done for the day, that's totally cool. Thank you so much for hopping on. You can always stay a little bit longer. Good work, guys. We're getting there. Keep it up on those squats. You got it. We've got our plank shoulder taps at the very end. Nice job, guys. Breathing through, minimizing shifting through those hips if you're working on those plank shoulder taps. Same goes if you are doing the quadruped knee taps as well. Very little shifting. Knees should only be an inch or two off of the ground. Very particular about that movement. So it's so easy to get out of control. Just poor form, I guess. Doing great, everybody. Nice job. Awesome, guys. Looking good. Keep breathing. Set your own pace. We're in no rush. Great job, everybody. Awesome, Roz. You're killing those beasts to leg throughs. Good job. Just breathe in. We are almost done, guys. Are you guys totally done over there?
Thanks, we're done.
Nice, good job. Thanks so much for hopping on, guys.
Hit it again.
What?
Hit it.
This?
Yeah.
Good work, everybody. You've earned a well-deserved rest after this. Thanks so much for hopping on, guys. If you are still working through, timer is up if you want to record your time, but doing great, guys. Just breathing, letting the nervous system calm down once you're done. Nice, guys. Great work today. Bye, Roz. Have a good day. Brian and John, still working it out, hey? Are we dying over there?
Done.
Nice, good job.
Nice.
Kels really beat you there. Sorry.
There was something there.
Well, at first I was like looking at her camera like, what is she doing at all? She was. She's just so fast.
She made it look easy.
She did, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good day.
Later.
Hope we're hanging in all right over there, John.
I am done.
Oh, good. Good,
Thank
good.
you.
I'm glad. Yeah, no problem. Have a good day.
You as well. Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.
Yes. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.